Welcome to the Warrior Goddess Saga, and this is your Warrior Goddess Weekly. And this week, the energy is coming through very clear, but there's a power of what is growing beneath the surface that I want to talk about. So there's a lot happening right now that we maybe can't see. It's not visible from the surface, and that's not accidental. We are standing in this powerful place. We've been doing this energetic hokey cokey or hokey pokey, energetically, physiologically, right? But we're in the final shedding. We're in the final shedding phase of the year of the wood snake as we move very fast and gallop into the year of the fire horse, which officially begins on the 17th of February with the Chinese New Year. And notably, it begins with the solar eclipse. That timing matters, right? Let's put a wee pin in that. Because eclipses don't create gentle change. They accelerate the truth. They put a big magnifier on what's going on. And what's being asked of us right now isn't dramatic action. It's awareness of what's already growing beneath the surface. For a lot of you and the specific archetypes, you've been feeling this for a while. So a lot more is coming out and being able to shed. It is the final shedding. So the wood snake year has been about quiet healing, survival patterns, recalibration after burnout or loss, shedding skin slowly and cautiously with the occasional little peaks and troughs in there, right? So many of us have spent this year holding it together, being careful, being safe, playing small, protecting others, protecting ourselves energetically, emotionally, physically. That protection once served you. But here's the truth that the snake teaches us at the end of this cycle. What once protected you is now restricting you. This is the final shed. Not a reinvention, but a release. This is the cool and distilled essence of what we talk about inside my book Unarmored, which is out now. If you want to go to warriorgoddesskettlebelltraining.com/unarmored, you can not only download the ebook version, but an amazing activation. And we're working on getting our Kindle, and we're also working on getting the audio version up by the end of March. So watch this space. So the armor that you have been wearing, you no longer need it, and it's beginning to crack and fall away. So the end of the year of the wood snake embarks on the beginning of the fire horse. Begins on the 17th of February, and it's not subtle energy, right? It's fast, it's decisive, it's truth-led, it's outward moving, it's momentum. And it doesn't tolerate this half-assed living. No. It is all about releasing those old identities, no longer trying to drag them into this new path, into this new momentum, into this new tidal wave. And it doesn't reward effort without the alignment. And as women, we need to be mindful of the effort and how we expend our energy, right? So here's the key thing that a lot of the archetypes are going to miss is that fire horse energy doesn't start with action. It starts with clarity. You cannot move forward clearly while still carrying those old skins. That's why the moment feels restless, emotional, or uncomfortable, because you're still in that shedding phase, right? And then there's eclipse season. So why does this feel intense? So we're also approaching the eclipse season, the solar eclipse on the 17th of February, total lunar eclipse on the 3rd of March. And eclipses don't create chaos. They reveal the misalignment. They collapse the timelines. If you are aligned, you can have quantum leaps of progress, of change, of momentum with the changes of the eclipse. They collapse the timelines. They bring endings that can't be avoided, truths that can't be ignored, and course corrections that feel sudden but are long overdue. This is why emotions feel closer to the surface right now, right? Maybe you're feeling it. You're feeling a little bit more sensitive, a little bit more raw, a bit more vulnerable. And the tolerance for the old way is gone. You're eager and itching and ready to make these changes, but still from a sense of anticipation and maybe even fear. Something inside you keeps whispering, this isn't it anymore, right? That whisper, it's wisdom. The power of what's growing beneath the surface. Right now, the most important work that you're doing isn't visible. It's that introspective work. It's the shadow work. It's the getting to the meat and potatoes of what's going on for you. It's answering the question, who am I now? Who do I not want to be? What wasn't working? What is working? How do I have more of that in my life? There's discomfort without a clear reason. Impatience with the roles that you once accepted. Maybe where you are in terms of your career, your relationships, it's bringing to the surface things that just aren't working. Maybe there's a fatigue from pretending that things are fine. And there's that deep pull towards something more honest, more true, a highest and best version of us, a truer, more authentic version of us. And we still have that in bulk energy continuing, those first shoots beneath the frozen ground. So nothing looks different yet, but everything is different. Growth doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it just makes the old ways unbearable. And it's a little bit like the final weeks of pregnancy, right? I don't know if you can remember, but you knew that you were on the cusp of this new way of living, this new life that you had, this new life that you were birthing into the world. And you were just really uncomfortable. And I think Mother Nature did that on purpose so that you could shed that old identity and step into this new identity. And that's exactly what's happening right now. So here are the very short and clear reflections for your warrior goddess archetype. Don't know what your warrior goddess archetype is? No problem. Enter the Warrior Goddess Saga for free. You can do the free quiz. If you go to thewarriorgoddesssaga.com, you can do the free quiz. Then you can embark on your quest, or indeed the quickening, right? Or that's where you can also find out how to download the book Unarmored. So seekers may feel done with endless searching. You're now ready to choose and commit. So you may have felt that you need a sense of ritual or ceremony. You need to mark this moment, but you are ready. You're ready. You're done searching. The only searching that you're continuing to do is the inner reflective searching. Warriors may feel exhausted by battles that no longer matter. Okay. We're fighting ourselves. We're done with that, right? We need to turn that fight towards things that matter. We need to focus our attention on things that move the needle forward for us and for things that are important to us. Alchemists may feel called to ground their magic into action. We need groundedness. We need to feel, we might need a break. We may need a sense of recovery. We may need to settle our nervous systems before this momentous tidal wave, right? So we need to ground our magic with action, but also to feel grounded and settled. Nervous system regulation for alchemists is more important now than ever before. And guardians may feel truth rising in their throats, demanding that expression, right? No longer people pleasing, no longer sitting back, playing small, shrinking to fit in, not rocking the boat. It is time to put your best foot forward, decide what you want to be, who you are now, and what is important to you, and speak loud and speak the truth. So this is not random. Each archetype is being prepared for the fire horse year differently, but they're all being asked to shed identities that no longer fit, right? So the final reflection. So instead of asking, what should I do next? Ask, what is already growing that I'm ignoring? What part of me is ready to be released? What armor no longer fits? What is feeling too heavy, too uncomfortable, and needs to be laid down? Because when Fire Horse energy arrives in February, there will be no space for half-assed living and half-assed truths. Only movement that matches who you are becoming is going to get the momentum towards what's important to you. That's how you match the momentum. The highest and best version of you, the most true and authentic version of you. So that was today's Warrior Goddess Weekly for the week. Where are you at with that energy? How does that feel for you with what's going on right now? I really want to know in terms of your archetype, if this is ringing true for you. I also want to know if these wellness horoscopes, which is all about the Warrior Goddess Weekly, are helping you with making decisions of when is the right time for me to embark on a new wellness health training plan. When is a good time for me to speak and ask for what I want, to set the boundaries? Where do I need more nervous system regulation, help, support? Where do I need to understand that there's a stressful time coming up and I need to adapt and change to that? Where do I need more help and guidance and support from a mentor, from a coach, from a community? right? What am I needing right now? And this is what we're hoping the wellness alchemy inside our wellness horoscope is helping you with. If you want more help, if you want to take the next step, the best thing to do is to enter the Warrior Goddess Saga, thewarriorgoddesssaga.com. You can choose between the free quiz to determine your archetype and get additional insights, your strengths, your self-sabotaging patterns, and ways that you move in the world that will help you to navigate what your next step might be. The quest, this is action focused work that you can do to help you to move the needle as your own archetype, as the seeker, the alchemist, the warrior, or the guardian. And then the quickening, without nervous system regulation, without understanding how you react to stress, to tension, to trauma, to the subconscious patterns that are going on within you, even the best habits and the most mightiest of quests won't stick for you. And that's what you'll learn about inside the quickening. And of course, as always, we can help and serve you with the Consistency Coven, which we will opening the doors, and the key will become available very soon. And even more exciting, the new version of the Sexy Strong membership will be available towards the end of February, start of March. So keep an eye out for that if you're looking to embrace body shape change so that you can eat like a woman, train like a warrior, feel like a goddess, but also age like an Amazon. So I can't wait to hear all about that. And I can't wait to connect with you all about this. So do reach out. You can slide into my DMs, Lisa_Barwise on Instagram. Comment below. I can't wait to hear in these videos on YouTube. We're having really good conversations over there in terms of understanding our concept of on armoring, armor weight, the whole subconscious limiting belief patterns, the warrior goddess archetype, and of course, all of the really cool stuff inside the Warrior Goddess Saga. If you want to continue the conversation, come on over to our free tribe community. You'll find that in the show notes also, warriorgoddesskettlebelltraining.com/tribe. And you will be getting this as your weekly wellness horoscope emailed out to you every single week, alongside the Goddess Got Goals podcast, which is our audio podcast that you can listen to on all of those platforms. It's a 6-year running top 10% podcast with now over 50,000 downloads. So it is a long-standing podcast, and I can't wait to also open it up to some new guests in the coming weeks. So I hope that was interesting today. I hope that spoke to you. I'd love to hear the message and how it resonated with you. Do reach out in whatever ways, and I look forward to connecting with you as we enter the Warrior Goddess Saga one more time with the Warrior Goddess Weekly.